Hey, listeners. My name is Elisha, the founder of the Witnesses podcast. It's so beautiful to have you listening to our podcast. And I want you to know something that means a whole lot to me. Thank you for tuning in. And one thing I love to tell all of our listeners is it's not just about you listening, but listening to understand. Understanding is the most important thing. So important. So, you have to listen, learn, and practice. Thank you so very much and happy listening.
Hi, Neal. It's so nice to have you on the show. How are you doing today?
Mate, I'm feeling fantastic, man. Ready to roll, ready to rock, ready to fire some flames, baby.
Okay, that's so good. All right, oftentimes I love to talk about the essence of this show, which is to invite amazing guests, you know, amazing guests like Neal to come talk to us about their triumphant stories. Because we believe that in our audience, there might be some people who are stuck up in a situation that Neal came out of triumphantly. So by those people getting to you, listening to your words, the words you'll be saying here today, they might actually pick an information or informations from you that might lead to their transformation. So the essence of this show is to cause transformation into the lives of the audience, those who are going to be listening. All right. So Neil, within the next few minutes, let us get started with your story, the challenges that you faced, and how you overcame them. Then afterwards, I've got some beautiful questions for you. Okay, Neil, over to you.
Yeah, no worries. And here's the thing, it's like at the end of the day, we don't need information, we need a real conversation. And that's what's happened to me in my life is that one simple conversation, but a deep, profound conversation with the right energy, it can change everything. I mean, we all know what we need to do in our hearts. We all know. We all know why our lives aren't working because we're not working. We're not working on ourselves. We're indulging in negative activities, vices. We're poisoning ourselves. We're addicted to basically people's products. We're a slave to external substances that just degenerate us from the inside out. They steal. Because here's the thing: a vice is anything. It doesn't have to be drugs, alcohol, or fast food. A vice is anything that takes more than what it gives. So what I do with people, and the main message is you reach the sublime through subtraction. We want to add this to our life and add that and do all these different things. It's what you have to stop doing, which is most importantly. You need to stop going down the path that you're going and actually change your direction to a new path. Because here's the thing: there is a great force that dictates all phenomena in the universe, all the celestial bodies, this planet, every single organism, every single human being, all life forms. And it's called the compound effect. The compound effect is the end result of consistent actions, activities, choices, behaviors, or just circumstances that repeat themselves that lead to a compounded end result. So if you don't make the decision, or if you don't seek to find that new way of life, there is already a plan that's been made for you. And you're not going to like it at all. Because if you don't turn your life around, if you don't start to make those little small steps in the immediate future, eventually your life is going to decelerate. I mean, you're going to end up with cancer. You're going to end up with a degenerative disease. You're going to end up broke. You're going to be heartbroken, or you're going to be in a relationship that you don't like. You're going to have children that don't respect you. And ultimately, you're going to live with the incurable pain of regret. Now, the converse of that is actually the opposite, which is easy. Just start doing those little things for your health. Start doing those little things for your mind, your heart. Get rid of all the vices, and then slowly over time, you'll get an accelerated result. Because here's the beautiful thing, is that it takes time for any result, but there's immediate feedback in the present space. And that immediate feedback is physiological, psychological, emotional, spiritual, energetic. If you make a shit decision, you're going to feel like shit. If you make a good decision, you're going to feel proud. And that's the essence of the story. And that's the essence of all of our stories. Because, Elijah, my story is your story. It's all of our stories. It's the archetypal hero's journey. It's anybody, anywhere, man or woman, who has ambition and actually has connection with that drive within, can actually obey that call within their heart and actually step through the threshold to transformation. We all know that we have to do that, but we just blind ourselves and hold ourselves back. And on the other side of that transformation, the barrier to it is fear. And basically everything you want is on the other side of fear.
That's a deep one. Okay, let us begin with the questions. There is this particular one that I'm so eager to get answers from you. So, Neil, are you ready?
Fuck, are you ready? Oh, are you ready? You better open your ears, bud.
All right. So, how true is the saying? Quote, your body is your only true possession. How true is that?
It's the
You got
absolute.
that?
It's the absolute truth that there is. Your body is your only true possession. Anything
Mm,
external to your body, you can't own. And here's why you can't own anything on this planet. It's because this planet, the Earth, it owns us. Simple as that, mate. We can not exist without the Earth, but the Earth can exist without us. It's in control. It dominates all of us. So we need to put maximum effort into our only true possession. I mean, people worry about flashy cars and mansions and bling bling and status and all these things. You need to take self possession and have that leadership and build yourself from within. You look at people, they've got all of the material, wealth, but they're unhappy. You look at them, they have these shiny cars and these pristine mansions, but their bodies rot and decay. They look like shit. And then here's the biggest thing. As soon as you have a health problem, you don't have any problems until you have a health problem. These people, something starts to go wrong, and then none of that flashy stuff matters anymore. And because they've prioritized the material, physical world, 9 times out of 10, they don't have good relationships with the people around them or their family. And we all realize at the end of our lives, that pain of that regret is that we don't have connection. We don't have connection with self. We don't have connection with higher source. And we don't have connection with the people around us. I mean, we are social emotional creatures. The foundation of our existence is other people. I mean, that's why we suffer. We suffer when we isolate ourselves. We suffer when we're alone, and we struggle when we're alone because it's unnatural to be alone. It is unnatural for us as a social tribal species to be alone. I mean, that's just some bullshit that was fed to us to separate us and schism our heads and make us more manipulatable because it's a fallacy. We all want to have this independent strength. We get fed that crap through media, through the movies, through video games, and there is a sense of self-possession, and you earn that pride, and you earn that respect, and you earn that power from the self-mastery of looking after your health, clearing your mind, connecting with spirit, and taking full accountability and responsibility for your entire life. So start there. And here's the thing. The beauty is it doesn't matter who you are. Anybody in any country, in any part of the world, regardless of your gender, your age, your demographic, or your economic status, you can begin to take ownership and put effort into your body and build pride and self-worth and start to exert that power and influence from the inside out.
beautiful. I love how you're answering those questions. I really do. All right. So, let us get into the next one. What is a unified man? You
A
got that?
unified man is clear. A unified man is clear. A unified man is in control. A unified man has full command and dominion over his entire existence, over what he thinks, over how his perception is, over his body, and most importantly, he has control over what he puts in his body. I mean, we live in a torn world, right? Everything is torn, torn families, torn identities, and torn within. It all has the same source. Every single problem in this entire world has the exact same source, whether it be a brutal dictator, whether it be an environmental catastrophe, whether it be a broken family, whether it be depression or anxiety, whether it be suicide, whether it be desolation, whether it be any addiction. Whatever the problem is, all of them, they all come back to division within the mind, division within ourselves. there is a tear between our brains and our bodies. Now, unified man, he has resolved that. We have resolved that schism and that division by starting with our bodies, because we can't think our way into a new attitude. We can't think our way into a different way of seeing things. We have to use our primary driver, and our primary driver is our physiological prowess, our ability to traverse this physical plane, our athletic capability on this, surface of this planet. I mean, that's why we have so many problems, because we're disconnected. We're high up into the ether, consumed by all this information. Our feet aren't planted into the ground. Now, don't get me wrong, our minds are incredible, but if all we use is our minds, we become aliens. And the same goes with the body. If all we used was our bodies, we'd be fucking ogres. So the trick is, we need to bring the mind and the body into alignment by starting with the foundation. You always start with foundations first. The body came before the mind. It's the same with intuition and deeper intelligence and our senses. Our sixth sense is the reason why that's more powerful is because it's not grounded. It's not in logic. It's not in atmospheric ether. It's grounded in our base, in our hearts, and in our brainstem. And why is that intuition so much more powerful than logic? Is because it precedes logic. Instinct, intuition, deeper intelligence, that all existed, and that exists deeper than our five senses. It can detect, all of the other phenomenon that we aren't even aware of, that we can't even see. I mean, everything in front of our eyes is an illusion. Doesn't mean it's not real, it's just not what it appears. And that's what a unified man does, is that by bringing the body into harmony with the mind will catch up. Because if your mind is talking shit about you, if you have negative self-talk, if you have self-doubt, if you have, self-loathing, and you don't feel proud of yourself, you can't combat that with your mind. You can't fight fire with fire, because guess what? The reason your brain is saying these things is because it's true. It's accurate. You are being less than. You are actually sucking at life right now. That's why the brain's giving you such a hard time. As soon as you actually get out there, use your body, use that strength, and actually nourish yourself, the brain will just automatically start saying good things. You'll automatically have a positive attitude.
I got that. Okay, so the second to the last question, Neal. What is building a nation from within, and how can one build a nation from within?
Building a nation from within is taking full command and control of your internal territory. I mean, the macrocosm is reflected in the microcosm. Every organization, every national government, every military, every business, every tribe, any club, any group of human beings, anywhere, even the entire civilization itself, it's a reflection of the systems of a single human being. The mind, the actual behind the mind, the actual consciousness, our actual 0 point of experiential awareness, that is the center of our world. That is the eye of the storm. The reason we can't see that is because it's behind our eyes. That's why we can't see it. We're always looking out. We're always looking out. The answers aren't out there. The answers are all within. The trick is, though, you need a spiritual or an elder, a ritual elder, a mentor, a coach, a role model, a leader, a father figure. You need someone who is initiated and wise in the way and experienced in the ways of the world to show you that all the answers are within. They're there, but we don't know how to access it. So once you actually get that guidance, you can actually start to build that nation from within. And it all trickles down from the consciousness, right in the center of our skull towards the back. Not our mind, not our frontal lobes, our consciousness. Now that is the leader. That is the incumbent. That is the president. That is the general. That is the king. That is the ruler. That clear seat of awareness is where you need to operate from, objectively as absolutely possible. That needs to know and in touch with the intuition to know that what its goals is, what its objectives, its directive is. You need to be clear in your intentions. From there, then you can start to actually craft your mind and detach from the million voices and all the thoughts that we got rattling around in our heads. Our minds are like the keys to power. They're the government. They're all the lieutenants. They're the workforce. They're all of the levers of power. If you stop and listen to your mind, you've got a zillion things coming on. You need to be able to separate so then you can guide and dictate all the voices. Get them all yelling in the same direction for the same mission, the same purpose, the same objective. From there, then you can actually really start to take command of your physiology. Really breathe into your internal territory, your body. Your body is the nation itself. It's all of the land. It's all of the internal resources. It's all the rivers. I mean, look at your bloodstream. It's reflected in the earth. The earth, water is the blood of the earth, and the rivers are its veins. Same with us, man. We're a derivative of those concepts and those systems. All of our white blood cells, they're the police, they're the hospital system. All of the cells in our body, they're the population. We need to nourish and feed them and give them all meaningful work. Hence why we need to have, training and physical prowess. I mean, your body is the military. Every single one of us is a one-man army. We are an armed force. You need to be capable. You need to have that physical capability to attack and defend. And if not, at least be able to evade. Because if you can't defend yourself, you're not a real man. You can't defend anyone, especially not the people you love. Because here's the key. The reason we have stability or we have any form of order, it's because of violence, or at least the threat of violence. Now, violence isn't cool. Don't get me wrong. Real violence is not cool. But that's just the way the world works. I mean, look at nature. If you want the answers to life, look at life itself. Anything big and powerful and benevolent, it can kill. And so can we. I mean, we're violent by design, but we're courteous by nature. So you need to, be able to box or train or do something, at least be able to run away. You have to at least be able to escape danger because, you're an idiot if you try and, battle every fight. So the whole key concept is that you amalgamate these three aspects of your being, bring them all together, unify them into a sphere, and then from there, then you can actually access the higher source. And that's the whole point of any king, any ruler, is to receive knowledge from higher source and bless their kingdom, bless their nation with that knowledge. Because when you have these three aligned, then you can actually start to access genius. But that's a whole other story. So the whole point is that by doing this, you take full command and control and rulership of your internal territory. And that's why it's called building a nation from within.
Okay, now I get it. All right, so it has been a wonderful moment with Neal on the show. Thank you for your time, man. All right, so in conclusion, let's say there is one piece of advice you'd like to give to the audience. What would that be? And let's say there are some ones listening who would like to reach out to you, learn more about what you do. How can that be possible?
I would say you are the thing, and the thing is you. You have all the power. You have all the ability. You already have everything that you need. You just don't know it. And because you don't know it, you don't know how to use it. But here's the beauty, is that you never lose it. We were all born with it. We were all born from the same unique, absolute, universal, ruling force that animates everything. But we're all a unique shard of that as well. We're all born with a unique gift. And it gets beaten out of us. And we regret and we forget it. And then we end up just denying it ourselves. That's why we have that pain. That's why we that's why we have angst and just torturous lives. Because we forgot who we are. But the beauty is that you never lost it and you never can. And once you actually find that center, then you can start to create from that center. Because here's the beauty. Once you get to that 0 point, once you actually get there, no one can take it away from you. Because guess what? Nobody gave it to you. You gave it to yourself. So, you guys want that help? You just want to get to that center. You actually want to level up and become that fucking champion. Instagram, Facebook, just hit me up, Neal Fisher. Just mostly on Instagram, NEALFISHER _. You can talk to me straight away. I'm always on there. If you're talking to me, directly to me, or go to my website, www.theunifiedman.com.au. You can get the links to my book, which goes into a deep discussion and how to activate and understand and put all of these concepts into place to build yourself from the inside out.
Yeah. All right, so that's going to be the end of the show. Thank you for your time, Neal. Thank you for honoring the invite. It means a whole lot. Thank you.
No worries. Thanks for having me. May the force be with you. Peace.
Thank you for tuning in to this incredible episode. Your support means the world to us, and we truly value you. We look forward to having you join us for the next episode. If you enjoyed what you heard, please consider rating and reviewing us on Apple Podcasts. Your feedback is greatly appreciated.